Analysis paralysis is overthinking so much that your thinking replaces action. It's like when your search for certainty becomes avoidance, you know? You want to be right about everything that you're trying to accomplish, and you want to go about it in such a way where you can be perfect and you want to have the best start in order to give yourself the greatest chance at success, when in reality you're giving yourself no chance the longer and longer you wait to start something, right? If you have too many options or too many different things going on all at the same time, it's going to lead you to freeze and not want to take a step forward because you're overthinking in your mind so much and you're scared about what may come as a result of your actions. And that's kind of how I've been feeling recently about starting a YouTube channel. It's something I've been wanting to do for a long time, and I feel like I've put so much time and effort in already just thinking about exactly how I want everything to be, and what should my brand, theme, all this type of stuff, when in reality I haven't done any of the real work required to start a YouTube channel, which is just starting. um, you know it's pretty late at night. I don't have the perfect setup or the perfect anything, but I've kind of realized that the more that I just wait and dwell on the information that I have in my mind already, is the more that I'm just going to psych myself out. It's like allowing my mind to create space for uncertainty, when in reality, I've had an idea. It sounds corny, but in my heart for a while. You know what I mean? It's like the spirit's been guiding me toward this thing, and I'm avoiding it by allowing my mind to interfere. And it's this whole idea about getting out of your own way. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you can be your biggest op when you're trying to do something creative specifically, because you can't overcome the idea that other people are going to judge you, other people are going to see it, and they care so much about what it is that you're doing, when in reality they care just as much as you care about whatever they are doing. You know what I mean? You may see a post on Instagram, for example, of somebody that you know, and think for a second about it, like, oh wow, that's cool. This guy that I knew from high school is, playing football now. This guy is, he just got married. That's dope. But you don't continue throughout your day and dwell on whatever bro is up to nowadays. You move on with your life. You have your own problems, your own set of unique circumstances that led you to where it is that you are in your life, and there's so much to think about. Um, it's that whole idea that it's hard to imagine that everybody has their own lives that they're living that are just as complex and even more than your own life. And when you put that into perspective, it becomes a little bit easier to understand that people aren't thinking about you in this way that you've imagined it, and that you don't have like this spotlight effect in other people's mind, and it's only in your own. You know what I mean? Um, and with that being said, I think that it's important to just begin, even if you're doing it in a practicing method, or just taking baby steps towards it. It's like procrastination is often just fear in disguise, or or it seems logical at first. You're not procrastinating because you're being lazy. You're doing it so that you have the best starting point, you know and that's the way that you're going to be able to get ahead in whatever lane that you're trying to pursue. It's not true. Like, you have to break down these barriers in your mind that have been set up over years and years and years of conditioning. It's such an insane thing to try and grasp, because this is what we are born into. You know, you begin in an environment where there's a set amount of boundaries that you have to confide in. Otherwise, you are stepping out of bounds and doing things incorrectly. This happens in the household and in schools, especially. As soon as you get into school, you better do this at this time. You better eat at this time. You better do this at the. And it's just like, bro, you better be friends with these people. And it's so subtle at first that you don't notice it as conditioning. But over that prolonged period, that decade plus, and then if you're going to college, so much school, bro. I just feel like it all starts from there. And then when you go into the workplace, especially in corporate jobs, I'm going on way off on a tangent, but I just feel like there's so much conditioning that you need to break down for you to be able to actually start something relatively creative or unique, and to actually be a creator instead of just a consumer. I feel like 95% of people are just consuming. And it's like, bro, I'm getting sick of scrolling. I can't do this anymore, to the point where, like, bro, I'm seeing other people pursue things, and it's giving me more anxiety and more procrastination because I need to be at the level that they are. And I'm talking about people who have been doing this for time. It's like, none of that is true, bro. So not only am I conditioned in this sense, but now social media makes it so easy for me to feel like I'm not good enough. And the truth of the reality is, bro, that person who I'm seeing succeed in a way, they just started from the exact same position that I was in, bro. They may have had a different set of, information. They may have had a different upbringing, but reality says that they started from zero in the same way that you or I will if we just begin. The difference is in the action. And this sounds like corny and easy to understand and grasp, but it's like, dude, when you really start to realize it, it just becomes like a weight that's lifted off your shoulders. You know what I mean? Like, you just need to start and you need to stick with it. You need to begin and put in the reps. And one thing that has shown me that and made it much clearer is going to the gym. And that's a whole separate topic, but when you get many achievements over time, it's like the analogy with the bricks: lay a brick a day and soon you have a wall. When you see many achievements over a set period of time, it could be a month, it could be 5, it could be a year, and you realize that you're really not doing that much, you're just showing up and doing the same thing that you have been doing, you have it as a routine, things start to build naturally. It's just almost like that's the law of the world or something. Like, it's almost like just a law of the universe, bro. Things will start to just build naturally the more and more you show up. But I feel like that's the easier part. The easier part is being consistent with it. All that takes is a little bit of discipline at first, and then the discipline builds into habit, and then it becomes habitual. Now it's just part of your routine. Now you just do it. So in that sense, that's an easier part of it, but the hardest part is starting, bro, laying the first stone, because that has all the weight on it. That is the starting block that you think everyone's gonna judge. You're gonna put that one brick down and they're gonna say that it's not the color they like and it doesn't have enough structure, it's so weak, and this is nothing. What are you doing? Why are you trying to build something? Bro, I want there to be a way that you can just clear all the noise in your mind, because this is something that has been plaguing me for so long. And it's like, yeah, bro, the first rep is the hardest. The initial push towards doing something that you want to pursue is difficult, bro, especially when you're doing it at a time when you understand these social constructs and and these kind of like hierarchies in society a little bit, you know? You don't want to put yourself out there because you have genuine fear of judgment. You've not only seen other people be judged, but you have seen other people succeed, like I was talking about. And you don't know where you fit into all of it. But the truth of the matter is, and this is a separate topic, this video is all over the place because it's just like it's my raw feelings about all this stuff, and I just feel like I need to express it. But yeah, on a separate page, man, I don't even know. This is just like so all over the place. But I think the moral of everything I've been saying is that thing that you're being called towards consistently, I think it's important that you start. And I'm talking to myself as much as anyone who has stumbled across this amalgamation of ideas and thoughts and just random spitball. I need a place to be able to express myself freely, free of not everybody's judgment, but free of my own judgment. And I can't imagine a better place to do so. You know what I mean? I've always felt like anyone can be creative, and there's too many people who deny it. Yeah, that's what I was going to say before. There's too many people that deny it because of comfort and complacency in something like a 9-to-5. It's like, bro, let's be honest. Let's be so real. We can't get caught in that, bro. We cannot get caught in this trap that they have led us into believe is the right path for us, man. Because that leads to misery, and I don't understand. Like, I feel like for the majority of people it does. I don't understand why that is being accepted so widely. You know, not everybody has access to the same things, and gratitude is very important when you do, but how come people are allowing themselves to fall victim to this? And not just the people who have been in this for a long time, but bro, we're young, we only have one life, we have to do something now. If you're 20 or 30, in that range, the biggest benefit that we have on our side is time. And it's important we do something as soon as possible instead of allowing our time to run out and our comfort and complacency to grow. Because that's all that happens, and I see it so clearly. I am a janitor. I'm genuinely scrubbing shit off toilets, bro, and mopping the floors. And I see people who have been doing this for too long, respectfully, and God bless them. But the complacency only grows. And for everybody, every time that you've heard, oh, your 20s is when you're supposed to have fun. Bro, no. Like, yes, you're supposed to enjoy life, of course, but you're supposed to build something as soon as possible so that you can break out of the system that is working a 9-to-5 forever. A lot of yapping, a lot of rambling. I'll leave you with this. Nietzsche said, and those who were seen dancing were thought insane by those who could not hear the music. So, it's nice to meet you. Let that sink in.